What's up, movie buffs? How does that sound? I feel like everything sounds weird. And I'm Jeremy, and movies are terrible. And I appreciate you coming by to spend a little bit of time talking movies with me. I had this fan on, and I was wondering if I could pull it off and it not, just sound like a whirring fan in the background. It just sounded like a fan, I think. So, anyways, hope you guys are doing well so far. Hope you're having a good week. It's almost wrapped up here at the end, and as you are well aware, Suicide Squad is coming out. So, I'm excited about checking that out, and I will be watching it tonight. I'll probably do a stream for it on Saturday. We'll see how things are going. King of the Hills 34. That was actually my rendition of the theme song for one of these movies that I just now watched on the What Are You Watching segment. So we'll talk about that in just a moment. Shout out to King of the Hills 34, Mark McKeever, Nick Mayfield, Tweety Games. What's up? Welcome to the conversation. Thanks so much for stopping by. Tonight on the podcast, we are going to be talking, as always, about a little bit of the week's weird news headlines. We're also going to talk about some of the week's movie news headlines before we jump into this week's topic, which is a little bit different this week. Alex from Momentum Media is going to be joining us here in just a little bit, about 30, 45 minutes to discuss an interesting shared experience that we had over on the Ask Alex channel just a matter of a couple days ago. So look forward to that because it's definitely an interesting one. And also, before we do jump into all of that stuff, I wanted to give just a couple of little notifications. Basically, if you want to know how you can support this channel in any way, I'm going to post a link down in the description. There's a Movies Are Terrible Patreon with multiple tiers where you get exclusive content and are able to contribute to the topics on the podcast. You can also click the join button right here on YouTube, and that goes ahead and signs you up as a member where you get custom badges, emojis, and also exclusive content over there. All sorts of ways that you can support the channel. Basically, you can check out Terrible Apparel and order some merch. And yeah, that's my spiel. Here we go. Let's move on and discuss some of the things that I've been checking out this week while we wait for my good friend and co-host Caleb to show up. So, you guys ever seen Beverly Hills Cop 2? This is like prime Eddie Murphy. Like peak career Eddie Murphy. Follow up to the incredibly successful Beverly Hills Cop, which is an awesome movie, you know? Big fan of that one. And I watched it, 2 weeks ago. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, but I sat down and watched Beverly Hills Cop, and now I was like, I'm going to go ahead and watch the second one. It's all on HBO Max. They're like an easy watch. So I put it on, and Brigitte Nielsen is one of the bad guys in it. I totally forgot about that. It had been a while since I seen it. And it's not near as good as the first one. Like, not at all. Much bigger scale, bigger budget, all that stuff, but not as cool of a movie. Every time the theme came on, though, Axel F, I got excited. So there you go. I did a little cover rendition of it for you guys. Just different enough, I was hoping, so that I wouldn't get a copyright strike, but we'll see how it goes. Daryl, what's up, man? Oh, and Patrick McCabe as well. How you guys doing? Prime out of Nexus in the chat. Oh, Alan, Adrian as well. Yeah, I'm interested to see Suicide Squad as well. This it's getting rave reviews and it looks insane. And I'm a big fan of those things. Like, I like good movies, and I especially like them when sharks are like ripping people in half in the trailers. It looks fun. That's it. It just looks like fun in a way that Gunn wasn't able to have with Guardians of the Galaxy. You know? Like, not that he didn't have fun with Guardians of the Galaxy, not that that's not fantastic, but James Gunn's career as a director, if you go back to when he worked with Troma, or you go back and you watch Super, which is super fucked up, Slither, he's got a very dark sensibility and loves, like, gallows humor and gore, and he'll be able to explore a lot more of that in Suicide Squad. So I'm excited about that. Yeah, man. So Beverly Hills Cop. That was the deal there. Um, Karate Kid. Watched Karate Kid last night, and that was pretty cool. Uh, Random Andy's channel. What's up, man? How you doing? Did I already say hey? Well, hello again, if I did. Karate Kid. Yeah, man. I'm so excited about Cobra Kai season 4 coming out, and we're going to talk about that as well as Stranger Things season 4 just a little bit later in the show. But I was so like looking forward to just catching some more Cobra Kai that I was on Netflix, and I saw that they have the original Karate Kid. I know they at least have the first 3. I don't know if they have the next Karate Kid, but I watched the first one. And it's just a good movie, dude. But it made me think to get current. At the end, it made me think of Simone Biles, right? Like in American cinema, in particular, we really revere the athlete that carries on past the breaking point, right? Like he broke his ankle in Karate Kid. And then Mr. Miyagi does this thing, and he goes, and you don't know what happened, but apparently it worked because he goes back out there and he's all fucked up and he's like, I gotta win. I gotta win. But anyways, yeah, so we like prop up that kind of moxie, and I understand why people would be like, oh, she's a wuss because she's not like Daniel-san off of Karate Kid because they have unrealistic expectations set by movies. But maybe not. Maybe not. That's just something I was thinking about. Ooh, Andy's going to see Suicide Squad in IMAX tomorrow. The Suicide Squad. What movie did I see last week? Oh, Nick Mayfield. I'm so glad you mentioned that, because that is actually the next thing that I'm talking about here in this What Are You Watching section. So I watched The Green Knight with my wife Victoria on Saturday, just a couple days after we did the last live stream, and we went at 4:45 in the afternoon on a Saturday. There were 4 other people in the movie theater. By the time it ended, there were 2 other people in the movie theater. A couple of them just were like, fuck it, and they got up and left at various points during the movie. I say that to say this is not a movie for everyone. It is very slow and deliberate, is a positive way to say it. At its worst, it's overindulgent and a little boring. I personally fall on the side of like, this is a brilliant looking movie. I enjoy the metaphor of it, the kind of subtext. It's got an extra layer due to the fact that they cast Dev Patel as the lead. That kind of adds something extra to it, and I kind of appreciated that, especially when they're talking about King Arthur is sitting with all the knights of the round table, and he's like, look around, what do you see? And the guy's like, I see legends. And he's like, you're going to be among them. And I just thought that was kind of cool. Like, it definitely has an epic core. Like, it definitely borrows very, strong parallels with the source material, which is like Camelot and King Arthur and the Sword and the Stone, and you know what I mean? Like all of that kind of stuff. And it has the imagery that you'd expect out of like old, maybe Byzantine, maybe early stage Renaissance paintings. I might be off about that, but I think it's the Byzantine Empire. I don't know. Anyways, it looks like fucking paintings. That's all I'm trying to say. The movie looks like painting after painting, but if you're going to a fantasy movie, you at least expect like a sword fight. There's not a sword fight in this. There's no dragons. There's no like orcs. It's very, very character driven and slow and deliberate, but it's atmospheric as fuck. So like, it's hard to say. But I definitely ended up liking it. I guess out of 5, I'm going to give The Green Knight... I'm going to give The Green Knight 4. 4 out of 5. It's definitely worth a watch. It's an interesting watch. And I don't want to get into spoilers or anything like that. It's kind of like when you do a review and you're trying to tell a feeling without saying what happens in the movie. It gets a little lofty. Let's just say that. I want to be like, oh, this part was cool and this part was cool, but I can't. Random Andy's channel says The Green Knight. Man, that was a great artsy film. My brain still hurts from it, but I gotta see it again. Yeah, there you go. That's an endorsement. You definitely can feel its length at about 2 hours and 25 minutes. My wife was bored to tears by it, so, take from that what you will. I do feel like it's a movie buff movie, and that if you're excited about seeing people, like, explore the craft in a way that is almost impossible not to appreciate, then I think this is one that you would enjoy. So yeah, the Green Mile. I mean, the Green Hornet. I mean, Green Arrow. I mean, fried green tomatoes. I mean, the Green Knight. DJV2000, what's up? Patrick Stewart in the chat. Is it theater worthy, he wants to know. I would say it is definitely one you should check out in the theaters. Chad Kirk, what's up, buddy? We are going to talk a little bit about Stranger Things Season 4 here in just a little bit. Just general conversations about it, little nuggets that I picked up. Nothing super major, but we're going to talk a little bit about that. We're going to talk a little bit about Cobra Kai, and Random Andy's channel says 8.6 out of 10 for me for The Green Knight. Yeah, well, there you go. There's a couple of opinions on it, and if you do end up checking it out, we'd love to hear what you think, so definitely let us know. All right, so that's what I've been watching over the last couple of days, and I didn't mention it up at the top of the show. I actually was going to kind of hold off for a little bit. Caleb's got something else going on right now with his house. Like, he just moved into a place. He's still trying to, get everything ironed out, so I wanted to ask him. However, there is a new YouTube channel that is affiliated, and it's called Gaming is Terrible. And over there, Caleb is basically doing what we do here, but with video games, which I don't know anything about. So this is perfect. It's like a great way to build out what we're doing and keep it, keep it focused on what our strengths and weaknesses are. Like, I do a little bit of gaming, but I go and check out his videos so that I can kind of stay up with what's going on. So definitely head over and check that out if you are interested in gaming related content, or you just want to support the channel, because Caleb puts a lot of work in over there. So head over and give it a watch-ski. What's up, Isaac and Woods27? How you guys doing this evening? Let's see. Look at this Be Terrible neon sign I got right there. Courtesy from a couple of the true Team Terrible MVPs. One in particular got the assistance of another. I'm super stoked, and I appreciate you guys very much. Also, that sweet baby right there. Be Terrible 2049. You can't tell from here, but K has got my head on it. It's pretty dope. Pretty dope. Yeah, man. Food is terrible. You won't hear that from either of us, my friend. You won't hear that from either of us. So Patrick Stewart, on my channel, it's the only suggested channel, the only like all the way down at the bottom, but I'm going to try to pull it up real quick. But for future reference, if anybody wants to check it out, Gaming is Terrible channel. Here we go. He's up to 312 subscribers already. Thank you guys very much for that. Much appreciated. Craig Manning in the chat. What's up, buddy? Thank you for stopping by and hanging out for a little bit. Always a pleasure to see you in there. Movie Gangster wants to know if I'm excited for Venom 2. Well, let me tell you. I'm excited to see Carnage. I think I've approached these two films wrong-headed, and I might lose you as a viewer right now when I say this, but I think I wanted too much from Venom movies. People are like, you're taking it too seriously. Maybe it is camp. Maybe when Eddie jumped into the lobster tank in the first one, that should have tipped me off. Like, okay, I wanted something serious. This is not that. And in that way, if I can appreciate that, Carnage looks badass in the new trailer. I really like the way they did Venom, like visually in the last movie. I I think I just need to embrace the weirdness of it, because normally I can get on board with that. Jay Wolfie, what's up, man? What's up? Good to see you. Good to see you. So yeah, I did just post a link to Gaming is Terrible right there in the live chat. If anyone is interested in subscribing, it says there's new videos Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Jeez, dude. It's trying to make me look bad over here. Sometimes I put up 3 videos. King of the Hills, you know I'm excited about the engagement and the comments from Venom 2. I live for it, man. I live for it. You know, I was watching a tea video the other day because every once in a while I like gossip YouTube stuff. I was watching this tea video with this girl that was talking about Gabby Hanna. And they were kind of talking about how Gabby Hanna lost fans by, you know, engaging in negativity with other content creators and like going back and forth and going in on people. And I was like, man, I don't want to curate such a clean image that when I go off, people are like, oh my God, I can't believe that. So you just set the bar real low right off the bat. You know what I mean? And people are like, yeah, of course he said that. He's a fucking madman. Yeah, what did you expect? He's a maniac. Yeah, man. Thank you, Patrick Stewart. Really appreciate that. Oh, Random Andy's channel got an upgrade too, baby. Christopher Branch, what's up, man? Welcome to the conversation. Colby's reel will be real red real soon, I think. It's getting to be about that time, I think. Red for Sith. That's right. That's right. Yeah, that's awesome. So if you guys do want to get those custom badges and emojis, all you got to do is click the join button down below. Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So anyways, gaming is terrible. Yeah. Let's switch gears. We're going to talk about some of the week's weird news headlines. TMS SMT, what's up, buddy? Build a following based on hate, then you'll only gain fans from your vitriolic statements. Mark McKeever, what's some of the worst comments you've received? That's a great question. I should probably, I want, that's content. I'm going to put together a video of like the top 10. Oh my God. But I would have to mix it up because they're all would be off that Passion video that doesn't exist anymore, right? Suicide Squad, Jay Wolfie, after I finish streaming tonight. Daryl, I have not seen Promising Young Woman yet. However, I've been looking forward to it for a while. I don't know why I haven't seen it yet. I haven't seen Jolt. Yeah, dude, for sure. Haven't seen Jolt, but I would definitely be interested in checking it out. So this week in the world of weird, in the worldwide weird. Ooh, I've got a graphic for that. Hold 1 second, please. Don't I? I guess not. Oh, no, I don't. Better luck next time. Better luck next time. All right. Yep. Looks like we got a joiner. Let's see how this works out. Oh, look at that nugget. What's up, dude?
Whoa, better late than never. I'm all sweaty now.
What are you doing?
I was trying to fix my sprinklers.
And how'd it go?
Dude, not good. So we hired someone. We paid them like $350. They said they had a 30-day guarantee, and it didn't work. So they came back. Now they're worse, and now they won't answer their phone. So I called another guy, and he goes, he was super cool. He was like, hey man, if I can fix it for you over the phone, I'll walk you through it. Super cool. Tried to walk me through it. I'm like, this is not working. And then he was like, dude, if it is what I think it is, we're gonna have to rip up a chunk of your backyard, which we just laid sod.
And
it's gonna be like $500.
Always fun, like yard stuff.
Always something, man.
Yeah. Well, what else is good, man? Did you watch anything over the last week that you want to talk about before we get into weird news?
Dude, I did. I watched a couple of things. Let me pull up my Letterboxd, because that's where it's the only way I can track what the hell I've been watching.
I just told them that I watched The Green Knight, and I was a big fan of it.
You weren't?
I was a
It
big
looked.
fan of it.
Oh, you okay?
Hmm.
I was like, man, that's like I cannot wait to watch that.
It's good. I could see how, like, I think I might have heard somebody make the comparison that it is to fantasy sort of what Blade Runner 2049 is to science fiction, in that
Okay.
it's just very deliberately paced and everything just it's really thick with atmosphere, but not a whole lot shit happens in it, you know?
Oh, so I watched a couple of things. I watched the King of Pigs,
Okay.
which is the actually this was a while back. But I don't think I talked on it. King of Pigs is the director of Train to Busan.
Okay.
It's so he got to start, as we know, in animation. He was an animation director. It's this bullying movie that gets like really dark and really serious and really messed up. It's super like low budget, shoddy animation. I watched Fallen Angels because Wong Kar Wai, the director of like I think it's like 2046 or whatever, the Chinese like romance director, they're having
Okay.
a fest of his on Criterion. It was really good. I think you would like it. It's an 80s movie. It's very like moody, synth heavy. They have a Chinese cover of what song it is? Take My Breath Away.
Oh,
Like,
really?
really loud. It's like so just like the movie itself is mediocre, but it's so stylized that I'm like I love it.
Say the name
But
of it
like
one more time.
it's called Fallen Angels.
Okay.
It's like
Sold.
this moody, synth heavy 80s triad film
All
about
right.
romance.
Oh, that sounds like one I could definitely get into. All right, well, I think we're good. I think I've heard enough out of you, man.
It's enough. We need to get on. That's what I get for being late.
We're gonna switch gears. It's about that time. So I've got a couple of weird news headlines over here, and I worked one Florida man headline into it. I just don't want to dwell forever on news, so that we can get into some of the movie related stuff a little later on down the road. But I did, when I see a news headline that jumps out, we gotta talk about it. So I see that 3 visitors are hospitalized after iceberg wall collapses at Tennessee Titanic Museum. So there were people at the Titanic Museum in Tennessee,
Okay.
and they were chilling. This is like a very large replica of the iceberg and the Titanic. So even in death, this iceberg is still fucking people up, dude.
It's one of those things like the irony there is just like it's horrible. But it's a little like funny. It's the fact that like you're going there to enjoy about this tragedy and then a tragedy happens to you.
It's crazy, dude. It
It's
really
it's
is.
a little funny.
The extent of their injury is not yet known, but I'm sure they're fine. They're good enough to make fun of, I think. Let's see, Pigeon Forge Museum. I've been there before to Pigeon Forge. I don't think I went to the museum, but as I'm looking at the actual, it's like a scaled replica, but I think it's only the facade of the boat.
Let's see. I'm trying to pull it up. 3 people that are hospitalized. I just didn't even know they had a Titanic museum. So like so you must be able to walk up to it because you're not in the boat.
Yeah, I think
Like
you
how
just
would that
walk
fall
up.
on you?
That's a good, like, would you be on a boat underneath it? That's what it looks like happened, is that the thing like fell, because like you said, I don't see where, oh, there's 5 more pictures maybe.
Oh,
Hold on.
there's okay. Let's see. Because
Let's
I
see
don't
what's
understand how
happening
this
here.
falls on someone unless you're swimming.
Dude, that motherfucker is so big.
It's actually super cool.
Yeah, it
It's
is.
actually really, really cool.
Very steampunk on the
I don't
inside.
understand. Yeah, I don't understand how this falls on you.
Hope you guys enjoy our non-description of the pictures that we're looking at.
Yeah, no, they're very Titanic. So you've seen the movie Titanic? Imagine that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what
it's
they
like
are.
that. That's a good call. Thanks, man. You really painted a picture for the people.
Yeah, yeah.
All right. What else is going on though? I mean, that can't be all. Like, there's got to be things going on in the water. That means there's got to be things going on in the sky. And it looks like United Airlines passenger was taped to a seat for groping and punching flight attendants. Did you see this video?
No.
This clown, dude. Do you see the picture
Dude,
up top?
Yeah, is he like he has to be on meth or something, right?
I think he was a drunk jock. Like his
Really?
whole vibe was like his whole vibe was ugly, dude. He was like, my fucking dad's got $2 million goddamn dollars. Oh, no, hold up. There's actually quotes in here. When traveling to Philly from Philly to Miami, Maxwell Wilkinson Berry was caught on camera shouting at the flight crew and other passengers, "My parents are worth more than fucking $2 million goddamn dollars." He continued to cry out, hollering at everyone within earshot, and declared that his grandfather is an attorney. Damn, dude, an attorney?
Good luck with this. I'm watching the video now, man. He's like screaming help. I love that everyone's just laughing at him too.
Yeah, that lady just ha ha ha.
That's so funny. Yeah, I'm like, I don't know. I've been drunk many, many a time, and I just couldn't imagine being this person.
Bro, yeah, I can. Oh, no. Got him. So, yeah, they end up hitting him a couple times, subduing him. And then the people, Caleb, they got arrested. They got suspended.
The people who taped him up got suspended?
Yeah, the employees, dude.
They shouldn't get suspended.
You think?
I mean, what else are they going to do? Just stand there and be like, hey, touch my badge.
Be wild, yeah. No, I agree with you. I just don't know, like, is there an argument to be made on the other side?
No, there's no argument.
Can we come up with one?
No, we cannot.
All right.
Do you really think there's an argument to be like, oh, they shouldn't have, subdued him?
From their perspective as an airline, because of litigation, I could see them saying it that way. However, because we've seen how dangerous people on airplanes can be, you kind of got to like have a no fuck around policy.
Yeah, I mean, what are you going to do? Just let him be crazy?
I would.
Oh, so he is a Florida man. I didn't see that part. Miami-Dade.
Of course he is.
Of course he is. Spent sure retreated to the bathroom, merged with his top on. Remember the crew, man. This is just insane, man.
He said he was treated like livestock. This will forever be the most dehumanizing experience in my entire life. Many people laughed and ridiculed me as I was mistreated by staff of a professional airline.
I love that he's like, oh, this is the most demeaning thing in my life, and you groping women wasn't demeaning to them.
Yeah, the Cat Drums 3, what's up, dude? Alpha 1102, what's going on, guys? Thanks for stopping by. We've got some good quality conversation going on right now. Yeah, he was definitely his serious vibe check was off.
Help! Yeah, no, he's a prick.
Him screaming "help me" is, I mean, it is kind of sad.
Yeah, I don't feel sad for him.
He did it to himself, though.
Yeah, it's hard to feel bad for people. Like, I don't know, unless he was having an actual like psychotic break, which I think he's just some douchey bro.
Yeah. My grandfather's an attorney. Oh, damn, his grandfather's an attorney. Land the plane. What the fuck do you want, dude?
Yeah, I don't get it.
Christopher Brandt says, where was Wesley Snipes, passenger 57, in the face ass hat?
That's great.
Yeah, man. I don't know anything about No Way Home yet, Alpha 1102. I mean, I know the basic stuff that's been up. I didn't hear anything today, unless something came out today. And if it did, let me know. Shoot me a link and we'll check it out, because I haven't heard anything new about it. Let's see.
No Way Home's the Spider-Man movie, right?
Yes. Okay. Yes. The multiverse Spider-Man movie.
Is it confirmed that it's definitely multiverse?
Yeah, dude. Michael Keaton's playing Batman in it.
That's what he's playing Batman in it?
Oh, fuck. I got that mixed up.
There's all the multiverses.
Yeah, for real. So I'm so glad to report, Caleb, because you and I, we've had conversations about it in the past, and I'm just so happy that now we finally have the proof that we need to say unequivocally that Bigfoot exists and he's roaming around the forest in Turkey Mountain. I don't know where that is, but in Turkey Mountain.
In Turkey Mountain, Oklahoma, apparently.
Jogging at Turkey Mountain Urban Wilderness area this morning and saw this. What? Look at that picture. That shit's convincing, dude. I don't know. I don't
I
know,
love too
Caleb.
that everyone has like 4K cameras on their phone and everything, and they're always like, it made sense, the blurry pictures at one point in time. It's like, how come every time there's a UFO or a thing, it's always the most blurry picture ever?
For real, dude. That's I can't. I want to know what it looks like up close. I'm trying to zoom in on it. Enhance, zoom and enhance.
Do you like movies where it just like unpixelates it?
What do you think it is, dude?
I think it's a dude in a Bigfoot costume.
Wouldn't it be crazy if it wasn't though?
If it wasn't, like the bottom one, where he's like looking upward and he just has that like sad, terrified look on his face.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You see the two eyes?
Yeah, dude. It's cute.
Yeah, that's a cuddly Bigfoot.
Yeah, that's funny, dude. All right, well,
That is the worst like Party City fur too. This dude Bigfoot got his hair did, man. Like look how that is. It's all like laid flat and everything, man. I like it.
All right, well, I can see that. I guess the jury's still out, man. I guess the jury's still out.
It's still we don't know. I still will always remember when we called the baseball players a Bigfoot hotline.
Oh yeah, for sure. Who was it? Canseco? No, was it Canseco?
Yeah, I think it was. Conseco. And we called his line for Bigfoot sightings.
Oh, I made a mess of everything. Hold up. What's up, Alex?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing?
Doing good,
What's
man.
up, man? Christopher Branch said it gives him Harry and Henderson vibes. I had to point that out real quick.
Definitely has that vibe. So, Alex, we were just now proving the existence of Bigfoot. You want to weigh in on that? Have you ever had any Bigfoot encounters yourself?
I'm sorry, feedback. Are you asking, do I believe that Bigfoot exists?
Yeah, but I'm kind of leading the witness.
Pictures.
I'm kind of hoping that you don't say yes though, because I'm kind of ridiculing the people that do.
Yeah, so I think anyone who believes that Bigfoot exists are the same people who believe that January 6th did not happen.
God. Here we go.
But you say that because you haven't seen these very compelling pictures.
He's right.
I mean, if you look at this very sad, empathetic look on this Bigfoot's face, you just can't help but feel for him. You're like, that's a terrified Bigfoot.
Oh shit.
What's up, Patrick Stewart?
So we're gonna go ahead and switch gears into some movie news. I had a couple of other weird news headlines. Let me see if I got one that we gotta touch on. But while I got Alex on the line, we're gonna talk a little bit about interesting little situation that happened the other day. But
oh man, oh god, I'm still shocked by it myself.
Pretty crazy. Pretty
very
crazy. So we'll go ahead and do it. I don't want to bury the lead. We'll talk about this now, and then we're gonna jump into some movie news a little bit later. So for right now, I wanted to get your take on this, Alex. I'm just gonna set it up, and then I'm gonna pass it over to you because you and I haven't talked since this happened.
Right.
Day before yesterday, Alex, Ian, and myself, we recorded an episode of Ask Alex in the morning. That's on Momentum Media. We do it every week. We had a little bit of a hiatus, but prior to that, it was consistent. There's several episodes that you can go check out. And we talk about the week's movie news stuff, similar to what we're about to do here in just a moment. Basically, he has user-submitted topics, send in their questions, and they discuss them on the show. We discuss them on the show, and the last time, because we have a little bit of crossover audience. There's a couple of our fans that we share, and King of the Hills in particular, and a couple other people. They are often supporting both channels, which is great. And so Alex, myself, and Ian, we're doing this live stream, or we're doing this recording. It premieres at 4 p.m. CST, so it must have been 5 o'clock Alex's time. Is that right?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
And I watched the first 10, maybe 15 minutes of this, 30-minute video, and I stepped away. Shit came up, and I had to get out of there for a minute. Well, while I was gone, something crazy happened, and King of the Hill 34 was actually in there when it went down. Alex, what happened, dude?
So, to what Jeremy said, normally it's funny, like, Normally, when me and Jeremy and Ian record an episode of Ask Alex, it releases the next day. Well, I found out this very quick way to edit the episode through Final Cut Pro. So I was like, damn, I got this done pretty early. So let me upload it. So I'm watching it. I'm interacting with Jeremy jumps in the chat on the chat. So there's Ian, King of the Hill, Dare, a lot of other different people, and a lot of the same people. So I check out as well. So I actually fell asleep. So I fell asleep, and my phone is going off. So it's you and Ian talking through our group chat saying like, Alex, this is a really good look. You never know who's watching. So John Campia jumps into our chat while our episode is premiering, while it's still on live.
Shit was wild, bro.
I did not notice it. Like, I promise you, I would have not gone back if Ian did not send out that screenshot. So I go back to the playback of the time he jumped in. I believe it was like 44 minutes and 10 seconds.
Yeah.
And he starts commenting on things that we're all saying. I think more so either you or me or you, because at that point you were talking, and I was just like, holy shit. And I even said in the chat, I said, do you think he's mad at me for what I said? Because I don't know. But I was like flabbergasted, because I was like, what is John Campia doing here? Now, in the back of my mind, I'm like, okay, well, I interviewed Rob back in 2019. I did tell Rob off camera, I was like, yo, could you pass my information to John?
What?
And if I can get him on the show. And back in 2019, he did respond and said, hey, I don't do interviews. If I interviewed with you, I would have to interview with everyone else.
You told me about that. Uh-huh.
And I was just like, okay, cool, I understand. So and me and John have had interactions on Twitter. Like, we haven't had like a Twitter war per se, but I've responded to some things that he said either on YouTube or on Twitter, and he's responded back. Now, it hasn't always been consistent. It's every once in a blue moon. But when I saw this, I was like, maybe this is a troll. But when you see the blue check, when you see the blue check mark on John Campia's YouTube thing as he's responding, I was like, oh shit, like. And then even in the chat, King of the Hill's like, "Woha, John Campia's here."
Yeah.
I was like,
it was.
Yeah, I was flabbergasted. I'm still flabbergasted by it.
I think it is so wild because, and I think it's fair to say, like, it's not like we're getting thousands of views or something on the episode. So the fact that John Campia's ears were burning to the point that, like, you said, John Campia, ... Like 2 minutes later, dude, he starts lighting up the chat, and I'm like, I don't know how.
What
that's
did you say about Campia? That's my curious. Like, was it negative, positive?
No. So the topic was, so somebody wrote, I believe it was Mr. Lee Lewis. He wrote, should directors critique other directors' work? And I brought up how Jeremy did a video about Chris Stuckman, and also brought up how Campia was critiquing the previous Space Jam, the first Space Jam director's thoughts about the second Space Jam movie. And I was simply saying, well, Campia, you've directed movies too. So by your logic, are you saying that even you can't critique other directors? And what he's saying is that, well, I'm not a studio director. I've made movies. And my point is like, well, if you make movies, regardless if you're part of a studio or not, you're a director.
Yes.
You make movies. Like the recent movie that he made, the documentary that he made, it's on Amazon. You can buy that movie and watch it. He's getting paid for that. He spent money making that. So my logic is you critique directors as well, and you're a director. And my thing is that obviously his main profession is movie commentary, right? He talks about movies every day, 7 days a week, right? So, and I was basically saying he has the luxury of playing in both of those fields. Like, you critique movies, but you've also made 2 movies that we can go see on streaming. Like that. So in my opinion, you're a director critiquing other directors' critique about their sequel. And my thing is that my thing is that you can say what you want. I don't have a problem saying what you want. However, I think there's a consequence in everything that you say. So you have to be very careful about what you say. And I think it's very easy for us to pick and choose what lane we're in. I think it's fine to be like a jack of all trades. Like I can be a YouTube commentator and a director and a musician and a producer and all these other good things. However, to go after a director because he's only a studio director, giving his honest opinions about a sequel, which I agree that it was distasteful. He could have just said it's not for me. But you went after somebody who arguably does somewhat of the same thing that you do. So it's just like it's a slippery slope. But see, here's the funny thing. When John Campia jumped in, as I'm looking at the playback now, he jumped in when I mentioned about him talking about Tyrese and Tyrese's character. So basically, the fast forward to make it a little quicker, John Campia made about a 15-20 minute video about Tyrese talking about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, about the Hobbs and Shaw not doing well and him not coming back for F9 if Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson comes back. And in his video, he called Tyrese a nobody, and his rationale by that was, oh well, I'm a nobody, classifying him as a nobody as well. I'm a bigger nobody in comparison to him, so that's why I'm calling him a nobody. And in regards to him having this beef with Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, and I was simply saying, like, well, dude, like, you make movies. What gives you the right to talk about an actor because of his situation with another actor? I don't agree with Tyrese, but I never called Tyrese out of his name.
Yeah.
And then I also said that John did come back and say that he spoke to Tyrese. They had a conversation. They're all good. So, I mean, from that point, the show ends. I was like, do I message him?
No.
Or do I tweet him?
No.
Or do I? And I'm like, I'm just going to let this slide.
Yes. Did you?
He jumps back.
Did you reach out to him?
No, I did not.
Okay, so Mark McKeever was asking just a moment ago. I think that's a good call, my friend. I think not. It's cooler. It's cooler not to. You know what I mean? But
exactly.
Mark McKeever asked who John Campia is. So just real quick for myself, and I'll ask Caleb and Alex as well. But when I started making YouTube videos in 2016, I believe it was, John Campia was one of the biggest influences because he had existed in the space and done the kind of I'm talking to a camera or a panel show where they discuss movie news. He was one of the original guys to do that. One of my biggest influences, and I actually think there is an entire legion of fans that are kind of proteges of John Campia's. They've got a similar cadence, a similar way of approaching things. For better or worse, there's a bit of a homogenization when it comes to YouTube types of videos, but John Campia was one of the creators of that type of content. So I've been a big fan of him for a long time, Caleb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he's one of those guys I don't really have an opinion of anyway. You know what I mean? And just my opinion on movie critics in general, which is funny because I talk about them. I don't really care what other people's opinions are on film. To me, film is such a solo internal experience for me.
Yeah, clearly. Says the guy that is on a podcast every week and fucking logs every goddamn movie he sees on fucking Letterboxd.
At the same time, I have every opinion. I don't care what someone says.
No, I feel you. You're right.
I don't watch any movie content. I don't watch movie.
Did you ever watch Campia?
I've seen one episode of his, a podcast. Yeah,
okay.
He just no, I just don't watch it. I did watch, the only person I watched ever was Kevin Smith, just because I like Kevin Smith.
Yeah.
He's a great personality.
Mm-hmm. So Alex, what's your origin story of John Campia?
So I used to watch this YouTube channel called Clever Movies.
Okay.
And they would do 5-minute spots of movie news, and it was on YouTube. That was the only place on YouTube that I knew of at the time that was talking about movies and pop culture.
Aaron Robinson was on Clever Movies.
Aaron Robinson, Sinead DeFries, and a couple others that are escaping me. Amy Rosenbach, she was on there. Yep. So they would do 5-minute spots, And then at some point, I remember when the Ben Affleck got cast as Batman, there was this eruption on YouTube about it. And the first video I saw was John Campia, John Schnepp, Aaron Robinson, and I believe Sinead DeFries talking about it. I was like, who is AMC? What does this do? Like, in Pensacola, we didn't have an AMC theater, so I knew nothing about AMC. And I've been in Pensacola all my life, so I never knew what it was. So apparently he was over AMC Movie Talk, and they were doing videos in regards to like TV and movie news. So that's when I started following him. And then he had an Arrow After Show on the String.tv and also on his own YouTube channel. And I would follow him from there. And since then, I had been following Campia. And then like around 2016, because I had a YouTube channel since 2009.
Woo!
And I would put out I would put out fan-made trailers. So like random fake trailers of movies that were coming out or not supposed to come out. And then right around 2016 is when I started doing commentary after I put out my first fan film. So
how big of an influence was Campia in that? Yeah.
Oh, he was a huge influence. I learned a lot of what to do and what not to do, especially from Campia. Him in particular, the one thing that I can say about Campia is that he's himself every time. Like,
for better or worse. Yeah,
for better or worse. And like that's part of the reason why Campia works so better with himself, because I've always said when I first started seeing him on AMC, oh, he's not going to be here long. He's not going to be here long at AMC. He's not going to be here long at Collider. He's too big of a personality. And to have him managed by an entity, I don't really see that happening with someone like him. And that's not necessarily a bad thing. So when the fallout happened with him and Collider, I saw that coming years ago. Like I knew that he was going to be on his own thing. So that's how I got started. And from that point on, things just started to progress.
Yeah, for sure. And to your point, Caleb, like John Campia is a person that I think is important to people that do that thing that he does. I wonder how much like outside of like movie YouTubers, how many people watch his stuff. You know, because it just feels very specific.
I bet you he has a big following. You know, I mean, I've heard of the guy. Like, I've seen a couple of videos, and I don't even watch that type of content.
Yeah.
You know? So, I mean, like, I'm totally not in, which is so funny. I talk about movies every week, but I'm, like, not in that sphere of what I actually consume.
What about
I've heard
Jeremy Johns? You know who that is? Have you ever watched this
guy with the beard, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen like 2 or 3 episodes of his.
Do you watch any like podcast, like gaming stuff that talks about movies also?
No, not really.
Okay.
No, I listen to video game podcasts. I'll listen to political podcasts. I'll listen to just random like Joe Rogan podcasts.
Yeah.
Movie podcasts I never listened to.
I liked Collider a whole lot and AMC Movie Talk. Those were kind of the last podcasts that were movie related that I listened to, and that's been a couple years, but it was, you know, Campia produced those, so they were pretty good. I do watch one thing real quick. The pitch meetings. I do watch. Oh yeah, you mentioned that.
Those are hilarious.
I love pitch meetings.
Those are
besides
hilarious.
that, I don't really watch any.
There's a new one that just came out, and I haven't because I haven't seen the Jungle Cruise, but a new one just dropped yesterday, so I'm gonna check that out. So we're gonna switch gears, guys, and we're gonna talk a little bit about some movie news headlines. Oh, super chat coming through from King of the Hills 34. Thank you very much for the $1.99. Appreciate you 3. I'm off to Suicide Squad. Be terrible. Enjoy that show, my man, or that movie.
Enjoy that, man.
Enjoy that.
Let us know what you think about it, for sure.
Have you guys seen it yet?
No, I'm gonna watch it right when I get done.
I'm gonna watch it tonight, though.
It's on HBO Max, right?
Yes.
Yes, it's on there right now. I just got the notification, so I'm gonna watch it tonight.
I'm gonna have to sign up for a month again?
Maybe. We'll see. So this first story comes from the Hollywood Reporter, and it says Nicholas Hoult to star in Universal monster movie Renfield. Chris McKay is directing it, and he's the gentleman that is responsible for Lego Batman, some other animated stuff, and then most recently the live action film The Tomorrow War with Chris Pratt in it. So he's not a super seasoned director, but he has good experience. And I think that Tomorrow War, or War of Tomorrow, whatever the fuck it was called, was a competently made movie, even if I didn't love it. But Caleb, are you interested in a movie based on the character Renfield?
Yeah, because it just seems very random.
It does, right?
Yeah, that's the thing is, if we're gonna go back to that well again, then might as well have a reason to do it.
So for the folks in the chat, or for the folks watching in playback that may not know, Renfield was somebody who was the Jonathan Harker before Harker took over in Bram Stoker's Dracula. By the time you see him in the 1992 film, he's played by Tom Waits, and he's a prisoner. He's already lost his mind. So he's basically to Dracula what Igor is to Dr. Frankenstein, or is something like that. That's the kind of best comparison I could come to. But I'm wondering, is this going to be tied into this greater MonsterVerse franchise that they're desperately trying to build? Alex, what do you think?
They keep talking about?
Yeah,
that's not gonna happen.
No,
that's not. I don't believe that. I think they killed that monster universe. The Universal's producing this, right? Or is it Paramount? Universal. So it's Universal. I think they killed that with the first rendition of the Mummy movie.
Yeah,
where they try to make what's the actor from Mission Impossible?
Tom Cruise.
Tom Cruise, where they tried to make him the Mummy. Like that was just so weird. But to the movie, I love the casting. I love who's involved. That's what's getting me intrigued. I was aware of the past history of the characters that they're trying to portray. However, I'm gonna wait until this comes out into streaming. It doesn't seem like something I would watch immediately. Man, there have been a lot of movies that I've been anticipating, and I'm not gonna lie, there have been some that have been good, but for the most part, I've been having a very weird relationship with the last few movies that have been coming out in 2021.
Like, that's tough.
So anticipated for a lot of this stuff. Like Black Widow was fun. It's not a great movie, but it was fun. I was so anticipated Snake Eyes. What the hell happened?
You let me down, man.
Snake Eyes already come out?
Yeah, came out 2 weeks ago.
I was just like, oh yeah, I'll eventually see that when it comes out. I literally had no idea that even came out.
Dude, you're not missing anything.
So, Caleb, does the fact that Robert Kirkman is responsible for the story for this, is that a good thing still?
Yes,
yeah,
that's really good.
Yeah, I think that's great. And here's what I want to see out of this. It's not going to be this, but this is what I would like to see. Like an A24 lower budget descent into madness.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah. Atmospheric, it's slow.
You know what we're going to get?
What this is going to be.
Abraham Lincoln versus vampires, or whatever the fuck it is.
They're going to make Renfield like a hero somehow.
Yes, he's going to kill lots of vampires.
Sorry. Imagine Renfield directed by the guy who did Hereditary.
Oh yeah. I'm all in. Your idea is great. That's what it should be, and maybe it is. Because
it's not.
The problem is with Chris McKay, we've seen what he does a little bit in live action. I mean, you can do all sorts of different movies, but the Tomorrow War was a big tentpole action movie, and Universal has it in their fucking head still that that's what they want to turn their monsters seemingly into Avengers, which is stupid. That's just a bad idea, fundamentally a bad idea. But the Mummy movie was pretty good. I don't know how you tie supernatural stuff into that. Like, is that something that you can even manage?
That's like, I mean, even with like, I kind of look at it as though they're looking at it from the MCU perspective. It doesn't necessarily have to make sense, but it has to make just enough sense for us to tie it in together
to make dollars. Yeah,
exactly. So, I mean, if in the world of supernatural, anything can happen.
Yeah,
you know.
All right. Well, I'm curious. We'll keep an eye on it and see what develops in that story. It could go so many directions. It's very early on in the process, but go ahead.
Chris McKay's other films that are coming out, make way more sense that he's directing, and this is why I think it's going to be
Yes.
closer to those, like Johnny Quest and Nightwing.
Oh yeah. Oh
Yeah.
yeah. I forgot he was attached to Nightwing as well. Yeah, you're right,
Yeah.
man. That we're getting another big action movie, but I thought you might appreciate this one, Caleb, from Deadline. Trey Parker and Matt Stone, co-creators of South Park, have signed a sweeping renewal with Viacom CBS that will keep the show on Comedy Central through 2027 and send 14 original movies to Paramount Plus. Does the world need that much Matt Stone and Trey Parker, Caleb?
Absolutely. I will
Hell
watch
yes.
all 14 of these movies. I will watch every damn episode.
What if
of
it's
South Park.
Orgasmo 2 through 15?
If it's South Park related, then yes. If it's just them without South Park, I actually don't like most of what they do.
What was
But
what was
South
the
Park.
baseball one?
Basketball.
Basketball. Basketball 2
Basketball.
through fucking 14, dude. That's the 13 movies they put out, or 14.
That's what it is.
That's a lot of content. But if
That's a
I've
ton.
learned one thing, it's that Matt Stone and Trey Parker have an seemingly endless well, damn it, I did it again, Caleb. And they seemingly have an endless well of fucking stories to pull from. It's insane. Like, they've been doing South Park for 25 years or something, and we're talking about going for 6 more, dude. That's crazy. So I'm excited about it. Alex, how do you feel about South Park?
So I like the old South Park, like the beginning years of it. I think right around maybe 2000 and maybe 11 or 12. That's when I started to like not really like it as much. I love South Park when I was in middle school because I feel like I don't know. There's something nostalgic about a Santa Claus having candy canes as guns.
Yeah.
Just, I think there's something nostalgic in that. And having the fact that Chef could be Kenny's dad, like that is hilarious. But I think South Park has I think it's kind of dwindled in a sense. Like a lot of the jokes and context has always been really the same. Like what have they really elevated? They've gone a little
Pandemic
bit
special
and all this other stuff. They've done certain things that have obviously changed the narrative, but to me, it doesn't feel as special as it was before. I am interested to see the movies.
But I was going to say, what do you think about them outside of the world of South Park? Are you curious to see what they can do with live action films?
Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, I want to see. I definitely want to see their. Well, I won't say a live action South Park because that would be kind of crazy, but I would definitely see what their take on an actual dramedy would be.
Yeah, that's a good call.
With a original story or something adapted. I would love to see that.
Did you see what Nick said, Caleb, in the chat? He said it's the one musical that Caleb would watch in regards to the Book of Mormon.
Dude, I was actually just saying, like, did they ever make a they never made a movie adaptation, right?
No.
Wasn't it just the play?
I think I might not take out a turn. Let me see if they did a Book of Mormon adaptation.
Because if so,
Nick
I would be
said no.
definitely interested in that.
Book.
Like that's one of the ones I actually would. For me, I'm the exact opposite of Alex. Like for me, like South Park more as it's gone on, and as it's gotten more topical and more political, I think it's so much smarter and funnier than it used to be, and I love it.
I've always enjoyed it, but I am somebody who feels that it's matured as it matured, and that it's actually continued. I don't want to say it's continued to get better. Maybe there was a peak and then it's gone down a little bit. I don't know, but yeah, I really do enjoy what they do. And going back and watching the early episodes, like they're crudely drawn and animated and voiced and all that stuff. And as the effects got better and the background started having to be less cutouts, it got to be more polished. But anyways, all that said to say, yeah, I'm curious. I'm down to see what they do. I think that these multi-picture deals are unbelievable these days. I would be terrified that I couldn't come up with 14 movies,
Yeah, but keep in mind that's contingent if the first movie is actually successful.
I wonder what if they were fucking just in it with him, Amazon's like, we signed a contract, we got to fund 15 more of these. Damn,
even if the first one tanks, they're just like, we're gonna go for it.
Yeah.
I'm willing to bet there's clauses there that say if This
Yeah.
only happens if this happens.
Yeah, you're right.
Like,
Mhm.
if that first movie is trash, maybe they get a second one. Maybe.
All right, so at this point, we're gonna switch gears to a couple of television series. And Caleb, have you seen Stranger Things? You haven't.
No, I've seen like the half of, or maybe like 3/4 of the first season.
Have you seen any of Cobra Kai?
No, that I haven't.
So
Everyone
we're gonna talk.
tells me, but I'm just like, ugh.
We're gonna
my
talk a
God.
little bit about Cobra Kai. We're gonna talk a little bit about Stranger Things, and both of them are on season 4, which is kind of crazy because I'm pretty sure Stranger Things started years
Way
before
before,
Cobra Kai. Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see when Stranger Things season 1 was.
I think it was what, 2014 for Stranger Things?
Really?
I think.
If you pull that out of the top of your head, I'm very impressed.
16, but still.
Still impressed. I was like, I have no idea.
Season
2014,
2,
2015.
17 was season 2. Season 3 was 2019. Yeah, so it's just been a kind of slow.
So they're taking like 2-year gaps in between seasons.
Yes.
Essentially.
And then the first Cobra Kai was original release in 2018. So yeah, a couple years afterwards, and they've
It seemed
Cobra
like it
Kai's
was
caught
so
up.
much before it.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah, like I was thinking like 4 years before it.
Yeah, it's
5 years.
That's pretty quick for Cobra Kai for only coming out in 2018, and they already have now 4 seasons.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's crazy.
Yeah.
to be fair, when you look at the difference in the production levels of Stranger Things versus Cobra
Yeah.
Kai, it's pretty apparent that one of them just in the VFX department alone would take, I don't know. I would only be guessing.
In my
Yeah.
head, Cobra Kai looks like, I've never even seen it, but in my head, I get like a Power Rangers production level is in my head. Is where
Yo,
I go
in
there.
my mind, it's funny when I heard that the Karate Kid Cobra Kai was coming back. That's what I thought of. I was
Yeah.
like, oh, they're Power Rangers without power. That's
yeah,
what I
so it's
thought
like
of.
in my
That's
head what
what-
I picture.
That is a lot what it's like, especially when they get in fights in the cafeterias and stuff. It's like all of the American footage
Yes.
from Super Sentai / Power Rangers. It's
Yes.
like none of the yeah. That's a good call. I like it though. Like I really enjoy the show. I would
it.
say
That's
it's
what I've
one of
heard.
my favorite things that's come out in a while.
My brother was telling me, he's like, no, you need to watch it. It's actually great. That's what he keeps telling me. I
Oh
need
yeah,
to
it's
check it
it's
out.
the best show. Like I want to say, I don't know if it's too early to say it's the best show on streaming, but like when you see how season 3 ends, you're like, what the fuck? Like I've been waiting for it since season 3, and mind you, I had to binge. I'm glad I waited till it got to Netflix so I can binge all of it.
Mhm.
And then season 3 came literally right after I finished season 2, like that very next day.
Oh, that
And
worked
I
out really
binged
good.
that. And I was like, wow, it was so good.
I will say, like, Victoria, I don't think cares much for it. For me, I grew up loving Karate Kid. My older brother's
Yeah.
name is Danny, so we always called him Daniel-san growing up. That was like, and when we would do, we'd be on the trampoline doing martial arts and stuff, doing the crane, you know what I mean? Like, it was an influential movie for me growing up. So when I saw Cobra Kai, I was like, oh, this is amazing. But I'm curious, Alex, did you grow up watching Karate Kid? I imagine a lot of the kids that love this show probably hadn't even seen it, some of them.
So I did. So it's funny. I would visit my grandmother during the summer, and my aunt would come by once or twice, and she would bring the Karate Kid 1 and 2 VHS tapes.
Nice.
And I watched it, and what I loved about it was Mr. Miyagi,
Uh-huh.
because even Daniel-san, they were like, people were dicks to this dude. And he just stood there like, just humbled, and he still treated Daniel-san like a son. And then you only seen him fight when he had to, when he was being threatened.
Yeah.
And I loved that. I believe it's the first movie. It was either the first or second movie. He was like, it doesn't matter if you lose or win. Like, you just have to remain focused, fight another day. And that's what gives Daniel-san that courage, because his leg is like broken or like damaged.
Yes.
And then out of nowhere,
Yes.
he kicks the guy with the same broken leg that he had. I was like, wow.
That's what I was
This is
just not
amazing.
before you guys jumped on, I was talking about because of movies like Karate Kid, people can call Simone Biles a punk. But I'm like, that's kind of an unrealistic expectation.
Exactly.
Because one of them's a fucking fictional character, you know?
Exactly.
Anyways, yeah, dude, I really do like the Cobra Kai series, and I'm curious to see what they do in season 4. I know that where things left off is after this huge brawl between these two different factions, and so similar to the last season cliffhanger, it's at a very high tension part of the series. Like you said, Alex, that season 2 to 3 cliffhanger was intense. You're like, damn. So
I was like, he ain't coming back from this one.
I know, right? But anyway, so Caleb, I know you haven't seen it, so I think it would be fun for you to kind of tell me what it's about.
So it's about Danny essentially becoming Mr. Miyagi, taking over, training some kids, a group of kids, to find another school, and it's almost like a
what's
typical
the
Chinese
name
martial
of the
arts
school? Does he name the school after his old sensei?
Oh, that's good, or something with Crane in it, one of the two.
All right, and then what about Johnny? Because Johnny's actually the star of the show.
Johnny
Lawrence, the bad guy from the first one.
He's the main star?
Yeah,
he is.
Okay, so it's like his redemption story then.
Yes.
Sort of, yeah.
Do they try to do the whole like thing now that Disney does, where it's like the villain's really the hero the whole time?
Yeah,
it's
but Disney stole it from Cobra Kai.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Speaking of streaming, though, if you guys haven't seen Atypical,
I have.
Atypical is perfection.
It's very good. It's very good.
I wanted to point out, when you do see it, Caleb, when you watch Johnny progress, it makes you feel bad that he lost in the Karate Kid movie. It does, because Johnny in the Cobra Kai movie, in the Karate Kid movie, it's perceived that Johnny is just some rich kid who has all he wants. But when you watch Cobra Kai, it's not necessarily that.
Oh, is it one of those things where they go like, oh, his dad was like abusive and really pushed him and he drank
yeah, like there's a lot of things that, like, it's one of those things like you never know what people go through when they're at home.
Yeah,
that's why they act in the way that they do, and it's just, it's like, wow,
that is a very real thing. Like, I used to be one of those people, as like someone who grew up in the hood. I would see like rich kids, and I'd be like, oh, they have everything perfect, and then I'd find out, I'm like, no, my home life was wonderful. I have wonderful parents. We just grew up in the hood, and their families were fucked. You know, so you never know what it's going on behind closed doors.
Yeah.
I'm playing the trailer, and you guys can't see it, but it's going on right now. That's just like a little 20-second tease.
Oh yeah, I shared it today. Oh my God, I was like, I cannot wait. I want to point out though, the trailer. If I did not watch any of Cobra Kai, I would say that this trailer tells me nothing about season 4 other than the fact that they're doing moves in front of the camera.
It looks silly as fuck.
It's very silly. Very silly.
I was just gonna say that trailer is not selling me.
No, without context, that shit is got to be ridiculous looking, because I have context, so I know. But if I saw just that and it existed in a vacuum, I'd be like, no thank you.
Yeah, that was my reaction, because I haven't seen it. I'm like, dude, this is not looking good.
No, you got it, dude. Give the first episode a watch. It is pretty formulaic of what you're thinking it is, but to be fair, 2018, dude, give them a little bit of credit.
And keep in mind, the first season was on YouTube.
Dude, that was fucking literally years ago.
And then it wasn't until I think the second season when it became on Netflix, and then it progressed from that.
Yeah, it was what, YouTube Red or whatever?
Yeah.
Netflix gave them a much bigger budget, thank God.
So
that was also too is why I never wanted to see it, because I remember going to the movie theater and they would play the trailer for it with a YouTube Red, and it was that and some other like YouTuber show. I forget his name. He's the Asian dude, Danny something. He does the special effects. It was like his show. It was like some superhero or some sci-fi show, and I'm like, these look horrible. And so that's always what I think of when I think of Cobra Kai.
Well, that I'm trying to see where did the season end up? Oh yeah. So what's gonna happen, Alex? Give me a prediction as far as who's gonna end up winning in the tournament between the. Are they at a tournament?
They're going to in this
between the three different
the odd valley, the alley valley or something like that.
All Valley.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I think because we're gonna get that showdown between Miguel and
Hawk.
And no, not Hawk. No,
because they remember. Yeah. That's right. So Robbie.
It'll be. Yeah, Robbie, the dude's son. I keep forgetting his name. Crease's son, not Crease.
Yeah, Johnny's son.
Johnny's son. And I think it's gonna get very, very hectic. I just want to. I think a lot of things are gonna be played out very hectic to the point where Crease is teaching these kids break bones.
Yeah,
use by any means necessary, and they're bringing back that dude with the ponytail that from the previous movies.
I don't know what his name is.
You know what I'm talking about, right? Somebody in the chat help me out. It's I forget his name. I believe he was in the second or third movie where Daniel's son was a part of Cobra Kai, and he was training Daniel's son. But I cannot remember.
I don't know.
It was like Bring Me the Pain. I forget his name. Anyway, that particular actor is going to be in this season, and I have to look it up because now I'm gonna be mad at myself if I don't.
I'm trying to go through the synopsis as I'm supposed to be doing a podcast, but the series ends at a Christmas party. Is that right? Oh yeah, that's where they're at when the fight goes down in their house. That's right. Okay, so then it ends the upcoming tournament and later gives called an old army friend during the Vietnam War. The next day, Daniel and Johnny train their students together, and Miyagi. Okay, it doesn't say there. I was looking for that character. Anyways,
I cannot remember. Damn, I'm so mad.
As someone who hasn't watched this, hearing you guys describe it is like the funniest shit ever.
Terry Silver.
It's going poorly. I feel like Terry Silver.
Terry Silver. Remember he was in the previous. He was in the previous movies. One of the previous movies who trained Daniel's son, and now he's going to be in Cobra Kai this season. And I think them adding him is going to be crazy. Oh my god, I can't wait to see it.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I do remember Terry Silver.
Yeah, when he's like one of those people when they pop up, you're like, oh shit. Let's see.
I totally forgot this guy existed.
So, season 4 of Stranger Things.
Let me just say for the record, and I know people are going to be mad at me, do not unsubscribe from my channel. I don't think that Stranger Things is trash, but I've made the comment before. I don't think it's for me. I mean,
have you watched?
I watched the full. I watched the full first season.
Okay.
And I feel like it's a ripoff of Goonies, in my opinion.
Okay.
In my opinion, and I am not a fan of it. But I understand that Stranger Things has a very strange fandom, and and I think there's a lot of cool things that they progress. But I said the same thing about season 1 of Titans. I have to force myself to watch it, but it didn't excite me to watch season 2.
Yeah, so that sucks.
I'm like,
I would never be one of those people that's like, oh, it's season 3 is when it gets good, dude. You're like, fuck off. I ain't trying to watch 2 seasons of something bad to get to one that's good.
Exactly. So for me, it's just like, I'm not a fan. I think Cobra Kai is definitely better, for obvious reasons, but I think that I think Stranger Things, it's good for people who love it. It's just not good for me.
I actually 100% agree with that. Like, I watched 3/4 of it. Like I said, probably I might only have like an episode or something left, and I felt myself like it felt like homework. Where I was like, I have to watch it. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, why am I forcing myself just because other people are enjoying it? I'm not enjoying it.
I love the first season, and I actually like all of it pretty good, but there's an element of, and it's like nostalgia is like any drug. Like that first hit, man, that first hit is like straight, and then after that, it just like, it wears off a little bit. The effects are never as profound as they were the first time. So when you first, when I personally first saw Stranger Things season 1, I was like, oh, this is amazing. It really nails that thing. But then season 2 just continues to do what season 1 did. So it's like, it can't really elevate what it did after season 1. But I am still very excited about season 4. I like the characters in it. I think the actors and the actresses playing them are good. And I mean, I still think there's story to be told. I think they're doing a total of 5. Season 4 is going to be the longest yet, and obviously that's why it's taken so long for it to come out. He says, this is the director. As much as it pains our viewers that it will have been so long, trust me, it pains Matt, Ross, and I more. It's the kind of perfect storm combination of COVID shutdowns, slower pace of filming, and COVID protocols and health protocols, which are necessary, and coincidentally, we chose season 4 to be by far, and I mean by far, 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 the most ambitious of the seasons. He goes on to say, it's already known that as the pandemic was starting, I was over in Lithuania with David Harbour shooting that piece that revealed Hopper's alive. So you kind of know we've got something, some action in Hawkins, we've got some action apparently in Russia, and we have an entire storyline set elsewhere that will soon come to light. So this is the first season where we have this sprawling geography, multiple locations, and we're doing it all against a backdrop of a world that has made filming slower, longer, and in delay. So that's why it's taking so long. So a huge excuse to say, my bad, it's taken a long time. There's been a pandemic. Not really news. not really news there. I apologize to both of you for wasting your time.
I don't know if that. I don't know. I mean, I think it is a valid excuse to a point, but I mean, there have been movies. I mean, Falcon and Winter Soldier.
Come on, man! You're not gonna let them play the COVID card. Are you serious? You are cold-blooded, bro.
Have you seen the lineup of Disney Plus shows that have come out that had to shoot under COVID? Like, come on, like. Is that really the excuse?
They got a moon base, dude. You know they got a moon base. They can shoot that shit up there.
There has been network television that has been shot during COVID and put out in the same year. Come on, man.
All right, fine, dude. I see you, man. It's very ruthless of you, Alex, but yeah, I don't know. I resent the fact that you said that Stranger Things fans are weird. Is that what you said? Oh no, strange.
No, they have a strange following because
that's what you just said is what I just said.
Yes.
You just said it slightly different.
Yes. I mean, they're not weird. They're strange.
I will take it much further.
Oh God, please do.
Every fandom has a strange following.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah, that's very true. Star Wars fans, they actually believe that shit is real.
It's a real thing. It's not.
No, not at all.
There are people that literally speak Klingon and Elvish. I can't speak Spanish.
I just couldn't imagine being like, I'm going to dedicate all this time to learning a language
that no one else will be able to communicate, but
like,
one.
I don't need my nerd cred that bad, man.
What if you met the person, like, okay, pre-internet days, right? You just met this person, and they happen to also speak Elvish.
They just like bump into you, and they forget, and they say like, "Excuse me" in Elvish, and then the music swells.
Dude, make that movie. God damn it, dude. That is fucking brilliant. I would love to see that. I swear to God, chat, if any of you motherfuckers steal this idea, dude.
Dude, I'm telling you, get bored of the engagement rings.
Yes.
And there you're good.
Take my breath away.
Yeah, we'll put the Chinese cover from the movie I was talking about in it. Perfect.
Damn, that does sound fire. Yes, Elvish is a fire language, though. For sure.
I wouldn't even recognize Elvish if someone was speaking.
Oh, I think you would. I think you would, sir.
I'm going to Google
I think
Elvish.
I would.
Let me see if I'm going to Google Elvish on YouTube. Let me check this. I want to hear a clip of Elvish.
I want to hear Elvish Presley. Tell me there's an Elvis Presley.
That. Oh wow. Copyright. That would be hilarious. Man.
I'm racing Caleb. We're both just like.
Speaking Elvish.
What do you got?
Let's see. I don't know.
Can you play that?
All these videos on how to learn how to speak Elvish in 8 minutes.
Let's see. Okay, here we go. Here's Lily, Evangeline Lilly, speaking real sexy Elvish. Momentarily, once this ad gets finished playing. Take your time.
Are you putting it in the feed?
Yeah, I'm trying to. But I had to. Yes.
My next guest starred in the hugely popular TV series Lost, and
I still need to finish the third Hobbit movie.
new movie, The Hobbit.
Oh, you didn't watch it yet?
No.
I can't
You're not
watch
missing
this.
anything.
See, dude, the disrespect for fucking Middle Earth, dude. Come on.
Before.
You're not missing anything.
That's bad, dude.
Damn.
Do you feel it's like a sexy
Than sexy, it's very
It should have just been one movie.
Elvish right now? Do you not-
100%.
so. The one thing, Tirnin Legolas.
All
There we
that
go.
Okay,
singing
so
shit
one
did
thing I
not
would say
mean
is,
nothing.
Tirnin
Let's
Legolas.
see. Where's she speaking it?
But like even sexier, there's the word friend in Elvish. It's
Can y'all hear that?
No, but I have the stream on my other side,
Yeah.
so
See,
Is
when
that
you do it,
I still
it's
can't hear
sexy.
on that side.
When I do it, it just sounds like I've been hit in the head. You know?
I wonder if they can hear it.
maybe
I
it's
have to
because
say.
I'm female.
Yeah,
and
they
you're
can
male. I
hear
mean,
it.
It's sort of wrong.
Okay.
Oh well. Well, that's
I don't know, man. That sounds like that could be
What?
some like real,
Oh,
What?
got a real like East, like Eastern European.
Yeah. Okay, I see.
If someone like I'm like I wouldn't notice it.
What's the one I just now said? The Cleon.
Klingon, I would not know Klingon. I don't even.
I think Klingon is just gibberish. Like it's
Nah,
How
dude.
would
People
you
know how to
know?
speak it.
like how would you know? Like I it's funny. Like somebody actually showed me a Klingon translation dictionary,
Any of you guys
Like,
speak Klingon in the chat?
and they tell you the what it means in certain words and letters and sentences. I was like, wow, who in their right mind put this together? Like, this is the dumbest shit I've ever seen. But okay, I'm like, all right, it's gibberish.
I think that's what I'm looking at.
Like remember the language that the Avatar spoke in the Avatar movie? That is gibberish too, in my opinion.
I think these weirdos invent languages, Caleb.
I was just watching Rosario Dawson speak Klingon. Yeah, she could still speak Klingon to me. I would not complain.
She can speak
I mean, I
Klingon?
wouldn't complain either.
Has she
Yeah.
ever played a Klingon before?
I have no idea.
Hey, she's played almost everything. I wouldn't be surprised.
For real,
Dude, I wouldn't be
yes.
surprised either.
She does get.
She could come over here and we can roleplay Klingon. if she has a moment.
Exactly.
Stranger Things season 4. Yeah, I like the fact that they're opening up the world. That's something I'm excited about. Seasons 1 through 3 have taken place exclusively in the town of Hawkins. So I'm cool with seeing it kind of spread out from there and do some different things. I think there's, like I said, a little bit of a story left to tell. They left it open-ended enough, but like most things, it eventually wears out its welcome.
Oh, of course. I think Star Trek should have.
No, Stranger Things.
Oh, I thought you were talking about Star Trek. Oh, my bad. Listen, the Stranger Things again. Not my cup of tea.
You hit the nail on the head though. Why it wears out its welcome. This is probably something that is going to get me in trouble. It's very gimmicky. It's very nostalgic.
No, I think that's fair.
You know, like that's why when I watched it, I'm like, oh, this is one of those gimmick 80s movies. Okay, cool. Like, and for me, it was cool the first episode. It overstayed its welcome just a couple episodes in.
I mean,
Okay.
I kind of got tired of the Ghostbusters references in season 1. I'm like, really?
Twin Peaks season 3.
Isn't that a restaurant?
There is a restaurant. Yeah. But this is a David Lynch series. I actually didn't see the reboot. I think that's what they're talking about.
Is it a reboot or I thought it was an actual sequel, the one he brought back?
It is. It's a sequel. I mean, it's season 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
'Cause, yeah, that's actually like coming back. It's a sequel to the original
Wait,
show, or is it?
Twin Peaks? What are we talking
Yeah.
about?
Twin Peaks? Because there's a new season coming out, or it came out sometime.
There was like I think it was 2019. Let me see real quick. There was a continuation of the previous Twin Peaks. Like Harper was in it.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Yep, I'm pulling it up right now. It was season 3. Yeah, as I say, I didn't think it wasn't a reboot, was it? It was an actual straight up sequel to the original.
Yes. All right. Yeah.
That's super cool.
Talk about overstaying your welcome, dude. Season 2 of that show was just like, what the fuck? The first season is just so good, and the Andrew Badalamenti score is some of the best fucking theme music for a television show ever. Like it's like weird and dreamlike, and the logic's all weird. And then it gets even more like that in the second season, but it didn't work as well for me. But Alex, if you haven't seen Twin Peaks, man, it's a show from like the early 1990s, and it's one of the weirdest things you'll ever see. Caleb, did you like Twin Peaks?
I've never seen it. It's
really?
One of those ones that I'm very well aware of. It's been on my list forever. Never seen it.
Season 1 is worth
until just now, so I'm interested. I was just as you guys were talking, I was googling it. I was like, it's a pretty interesting cast.
It's a very interesting show. It's unlike anything I've ever seen. I mean, David Lynch is good about that. If nothing else, even if you don't like all of his shit, it's very distinct.
Speaking of overstaying welcome, X-Files overstayed its welcome.
Oh yeah. God,
yeah.
Just like two seasons of that are great, and then it just gets like, okay.
That's a really good call.
The first season, it ends with like, hey, we found out aliens are real. Oh, holy crap. It's like, it felt like it was meant to be one season.
Yeah, they had to get weird with it.
Yeah, it got really weird.
I didn't like it when Mulder left the show is when I literally was like, all right, I can't watch this anymore.
I watched the whole thing, but I just finished it because I loved the first like 2 seasons so much. I was like, it's gonna get back to there.
Dude, it came on at like Friday nights at like 7 or 8 p.m. and I would be home to watch X-Files. Like, what kind of nerdy ass shit is that? Cal Clay with the $2 super chat. Thank you very much. He says, you guys seen Tanya the Evil? Dub ruined it for me. Tanya the Evil. No, I have not. But thank you very much for the super chat. Caleb, you know what that is?
No, I haven't, but I'm definitely interested in it.
Mm-hmm.
Tanya the Evil.
I also just got a notification that our call will end in 5 minutes.
Is that right?
That's what it says.
Yeah, I just got that too.
That's sad. I'm gonna miss you guys.
Do you want us to jump back in?
No, I'm gonna shut it down. Yeah, I'm probably gonna wrap it at 7:40. We'll do that. Yeah. We'll kill it. What else is going on? The Saga of Tanya the Evil.
Yeah, Tanya the Evil.
Japanese light novel series. Maybe an adaptation of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I know exactly what this is. I haven't seen it though. I know exactly what this is.
Worth a watch? Oh, he said the dub ruined it. Okay.
The art style is super cool.
Yeah, that would be a little bit more Caleb's speed. Alex, what about you? Are you a anime guy?
I am, but I have not. I've heard of it, but I've not like dived into it. The last anime I watched, I forget what it was. It's a Netflix one with Lakeith Stanfield where he's like this black ninja. I forget what it's called. But I just recently finished that on Netflix. It was really good.
Yasuke? It's based on the real samurai.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah, I loved it.
Caleb, did you see it?
No, but I listened to a podcast about the real guy, like the African samurai. Super fascinating story about this dude.
I bet that's a pretty interesting.
I've been watching. Speaking of that, since I've been on a Kurosawa kick, I've been watching the anime Samurai 7, which is a futuristic samurai dystopian remake of Seven Samurai. It's okay. It's not near as good as Seven Samurai.
No, that's a tough proposition, you know?
Yeah.
All right, so Mark McKeever, thank you very much for the submitted topic. This is the Patreon stuff that we got here. He mentioned the South Park and the Matt Parker and Trey Parker, Matt Stone deal. Oh, Brad Feddick mentioned that there's a Lord of the Rings image. It's just one that I've seen, and there's a release date and a premiere date coming out. He also says Venom 2 looks like ass.
Yes, it does.
Yes, it
Yes,
does.
Shout out to Spencer for drunk commenting, though. Shout out to that guy. He was drunk commenting under your reaction.
Oh,
I was
yeah.
like, really?
Oh, yeah. Shout out to that guy indeed. Yeah, content, baby. That's what we're here for.
Real quick, though, that Lord of the Rings image looks really cool. $500 million on a TV show?
It's a lot of money, huh?
I don't think it's getting a season 2. Then again, it's Amazon, so I don't know.
Amazon, they have money to burn.
Caleb,
That's very true.
what do you think, man? You've watched all of the Lord of the Rings movies. I know you're a fan of them. You didn't love the Hobbit movies, but you liked them more than you expected. Are you thinking there's
I liked
more
the
for
first
Middle
one
Earth?
more than I expected.
Would you say it
first one-
overstayed its welcome?
Yeah, like it's the first one I like. I think there's a good movie if you cut all those 3 movies down into maybe 1.5 movies. There's something good in there. Yeah, I'll check it out. I'm actually rereading The Hobbit right now. Just takes me forever since I have to watch the kid. 'Cause
Yeah,
it's not a long
yeah.
work at all.
Oh,
But
yeah.
no, I will check it out.
I'm definitely curious. I'm an Amazon Prime subscriber as it is, so it's nothing extra for me. Alex, are you a Prime user?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I love Prime.
Okay. Are you
wish they had
interested in
more-
this show?
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. Can't wait.
Hell yeah. All right, well, guys, I appreciate you stopping by. It's always a pleasure. Wish we had more time. I didn't know that was a thing. That's why I used meats, but it's all right. We'll do it again soon. I'm going to go get some grub and hang out with the dog and the wife.
All right, man. You guys take it easy.
Make sure
See
you
you
check out
guys.
Momentum Media over on YouTube. There will be a link down in the description. Caleb, I'll talk to you next week. Alex,
I don't get a plug. I don't get a plug for Gaming is Terrible.
I talked to dude. I gave you a 5-minute segment up front, but please, the floor is yours. You're right.
Yeah, go ahead and subscribe to Gaming is Terrible if you like gaming content. I actually only threw up 1 video this week, which is very rare for me just because my kid's been sick. But besides that, I'm three videos a week minimum.
Yeah, it's really good stuff, and I did talk about it in the beginning. So you guys make sure to head over there and check that out. Looks like that's a wrap, and I appreciate you guys stopping by to hang out. If you enjoyed this video and you're still here for some reason, do me a favor, take just a second to click the thumbs up button. It really helps the channel, I guess. I'm not real sure. They say it does. Thanks a lot. Check down in the description if you want to find out ways that you can help support the channel.